What is going on, everybody? We're back with another review. This is CCW. I'm Nick,
And I'm Joe.
and we are covering AEW Forbidden Door. It's so weird. Every time I go to do an intro, I come really close to calling myself Depraved Slasher because that's what I've been in everything else I've done. That that was my brand, so that's what I've always called myself. So doing an intro, I'm always like, and I'm Nick.
Now I'm my government name.
um, yeah, we're covering Forbidden Door, London. And honestly, it was a pretty good show. I don't think it was as good as All In.
Uh, I
Um,
it was a good show.
but
We'll just leave it at that.
it's a good
We
show.
won't compare them.
My problem is I don't feel like any storylines were progressed. I feel like a bunch closed.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. There was some closure.
Um,
Honestly, some places I'm like, where do they go now?
yeah, I'm. There's a lot of
Because
where do they go?
all out's not that far away.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of where do they go nows for me. There's a whole lot of I think what they're doing is stupids. Um, oh, there's like four of those.
Ooh, who's the Bret Hart in this episode?
Oh, not mine's just more. The stupids are coming from a place of I don't understand. So
No, not that you're better than everybody and that people should do what you want them to do.
yeah, definitely not. Listen,
So not like me.
there. So you're gonna see two complete opposite moments for me when we're doing these reviews. I have one moment where what I thought was going to happen and what happened were completely different, and I actually think what they went with was better in the decision.
Okay.
And then you're
Okay.
gonna and then
That's
you're gonna
good.
have the exact opposite where I thought they were gonna go one way, they went a different way, and I thought it was fucking stupid. Now, it's not from a fanboy position from either of them. It is from a I just feel
Storyline
logic
progression, you just don't know where they're heading logically.
correct. And given Tony Khan's track record, I don't know. Um,
Well, the NFL season's coming up, so he just may take a very long, lazy booking sabbatical. So who knows? We'll see.
it'll probably be about as long gone as the only other two people I actually like watching in AW. Anyways, so
Who are both gone for some time anyway. Swerve shouldn't be gone that long.
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I did some research. Um,
Ooh, look at you.
so AW Zero Hour. We're in the O2 in London, and all of Zero Hour is commentated by Riccaboni and Excalibur. Now, I specifically say Riccaboni and Excalibur for Zero Hour. You will not hear me talk about what the commentary is for the rest of the show after, because my God, did it change the entire night. Every match had a different group of commentators, and I felt both relieved because I feel like it actually worked out in their favor commentating wise, but I was so confused from match to match.
You're like, I don't know when JR started and Brian Danielson left.
Like Brian Danielson will be there, and then JR comes in, and then there's the dude from New Japan who's actually probably the best one of everybody that commentated.
Oh, I didn't even realize somebody from New Japan was on the mic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Um.
Shame on me.
But yeah,
Didn't even notice.
and then of course,
I probably just thought it was Riccaboni still.
like Shivani barely commentated at all tonight, and I actually thought that worked out better for them.
Boy, didn't it.
Um. And he did what he was supposed to do. He got in the ring and made some announcements. Hey,
Yeah.
great
Stick with
times.
that and the stuff you do backstage, bro.
We did find out, and we'll find out again later, because they told us in both times. This is the most tickets sold to a wrestling event in the O2. So, I don't have the.
Yeah, it was just under 19,000, right? It was like 18,998.
Yeah, it was 18 something. I don't. I
Yeah,
don't.
it was two because they made a joke because they said if we could have gotten two more chairs in here, we would have, and I think that would have gotten them to 19,000.
Right. So yeah, they broke records, and like I said, they announced that on Zero Hour, and then they announced it again in the ring, and then they also announced it again in the aisle.
They were damn proud of it,
Yeah, they
announcing it
were.
3 damn times. Good for them though.
So since I was the only person that watched the first two matches, Uh, Match one was Action Andretti, Leo Rush, Hechicero, and Josh Alexander versus Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, Yuya Uemura, and El Desperado. So as they're coming out, they get most of the Don Callis family out, and then Don Callis comes out and starts introducing Hechicero
Again in Spanish.
in Spanish. I said he's enjoying hurting my ears way too much. Um, so what's his face? Yuya Uemura was actually really good.
Yeah.
El Desperado was not.
Which is crazy because he has more experience working
So
that style.
yes and no. So the match started off, it was Yuya Uemura,
Yumura.
and I want to say Josh Alexander, and they were killing it between the two of them.
Nice.
Eventually, Yamura tags in El Desperado, and Josh Alexander tags in Hechicero. And there is just some major miscommunication or something between El Desperado and Hechicero because, dude, they were so boring. They were missing spots.
It's crazy because they're both luchas.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And what's funny is, so I found out El Desperado is Japanese, but he went and trained in lucha.
Okay.
Which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, but everyone else throughout the match were great. As long as, and here's the thing, El Desperado when he was going up against other people was fine. Hechicero when he was going up against other people was fine. It was just literally the 3 to 5 minutes that the two of them were it was just them in the ring. That
No chemistry, huh?
They just weren't clicking at all. O'Reilly did the double dragon screw thing again, which makes me happy.
Nice.
I said forearm exchange between Yamura and Josh Alexander just for Joe, even though you missed it.
I do like some Josh Alexander though. He's criminally underutilized there.
Yamura gets the pin. I don't remember who it was on, but he used a move called the Deadbolt, which is just a Northern Light suplex. It's like a fisherman Northern Light suplex.
Wow. What?
That the way he lands somehow pins him, and it looks like you just can't get out of it, which is probably why it's called the Deadlock.
Oh, it's like almost like a straitjacket, like Northern Lights.
Yeah, it was wild. I've never seen it before.
What's his name again? Humora.
Umura. So yeah, it was. Joe pointed out it's more of a double underhook flip thing.
Yeah, like a reverse butterfly suplex. Like instead of just hooking, underhooking his arms, he just front hooked his arms and threw him over.
But yeah, and
cool.
he was hitting suplexes like that throughout a lot of the match. He was really good. If there's
Japanese Taz.
If there's anybody I would love to see come back and do stuff in AEW, he's the guy. Out of everybody,
he even wore orange. And we didn't get Taz on commentary either. Taz would have loved that shit.
Yeah, he would have. So yeah, Yamura looked really good. He hit the deadbolt when after rewatching the move. It was on Leo Rush. Got the pin. Post match, the heels started beating down the faces, and Ishii comes out to help. He goes in and faces down Lance Archer of all people, by the way, who's twice his size in height. I can't make this
Had
shit
to get Murder Grandpa on the pay-per-view, huh?
I can't make this shit up. Listen, I love Ishii. He hit this beautiful stalling brainbuster on Lance Archer.
Nice.
And when I mean stalling brainbuster, I mean he held that motherfucker for 25 seconds.
Nice.
It just held him there, and then finally...
I don't dislike Ishii. I just think they use him too much.
He drops him on his head, and at that moment, it looks like Roddy's finally about to shake the hands of Ishii, right? And instead, Roddy grabs Kyle, pulls him out the ring, and they walk off, and Ishii's like, screw you guys.
What is their stupid stable name? The commendation Conglomeration. I called him commendation. uh, Conglomeration. Okay.
So, like I said, it was a pretty decent match. As long as two people weren't wrestling each other.
Nice.
Match 2 was Ricochet and Goa versus Michael Oku and Jet Speed, Speedball and Kevin Knight. I said apparently Oku is from Rev Pro. I was unaware. I think I said last night I thought he was from New Japan, so I was wrong.
Rev Pro guys work all over the place.
Yeah, they do. We did get the obligatory bald slap spot from all three people to do it at once. Oku got pounced over the top rope. I sent this to Joe earlier because, like I said, he didn't get to watch the first two matches.
Yeah, and he about killed that guy.
And yeah, when you're watching it in full motion, it looks like he should have died.
Yeah, it looks like he got dropped on his head. But he rotated just enough.
He rotated just enough, got his forearm down, landed. His fiance, I think it's his fiance. I think they're set to be married at this point. She came over panicky.
Yeah, she was worried.
Super worried about him. There was another time Oku almost landed on the top of his dome out of a power clothesline that one of the Goa guys hit. And you know how
Goa just out there playing fast and loose with everybody's safety.
Well, this one I think falls more on Oku because it's one of those things where when they go to do the clothesline and the wrestler tries to do that weird flip thing to make it look even more powerful, he just almost landed on the top of his head in the process. A little while later, Oku goes, and I will tell you what, one of the things Oku did wrestling wise, because he looked good. But one of the things he did wrestling wise that I was super impressed with is he has this frog splash that he probably gets more height than I've seen anyone get in a very, very long time.
Even more than Montez Ford?
Maybe about as much.
Okay.
Maybe a little
Montez
more.
Would be getting up there.
But man, this dude leapt, and I thought, like, I don't know what he was doing until he hit the frog move, and then I was like, okay.
Yeah, he was just up there for so long. You're like, what is he gonna do?
Jet Speed broke up the worst tag team finisher of all time. Thank God. Oku puts on his finisher. I think he signifies he's about to do it by saying it's time to play or it's time to have fun or something like that. He screams it out. And his finisher is actually a half crab that he like wrenches really far back. He put it on Ricochet, and it looked like Ricochet was about to tap. Goa comes in, and basically hold him down for Ricochet to be able to do the spirit gun, and Ricochet gets the win. Which
did he look any less like a dweeb?
I mean, he took the bald spot, so I don't.
So no.
But yes, I mean, he didn't like run from anybody. He didn't look like a bitch. He just, I don't know, dude. I don't like him with Goa. I liked psychotic Ricochet.
He's lost all that mystique, and it kills me. He was feuding with Swerve.
Yeah.
And now he just looks bad.
But they got the win, and I do think this was the right call. This was that one where I thought it was going to go one way, and it didn't, and I think it was the right call.
Sure.
Because
sure.
They need to get Ricochet back on their winning ways. You're not taking anything away from Jet
the baby
Speed.
faces there. Yeah.
People love
well,
Jet
they didn't
Speed
take
way
the
too
they
much.
didn't take plus they didn't take the pin for once.
Right. Oku took the L, so it doesn't fall on them, and everything was fine. I thought this was a great call. I'm glad it went this way, even though it's a part of the reason why I lost in our pick'em thing today. But yeah, good call, good match. We get a backstage interview right after with Don Callis, and he's pretty much just saying he's not worried about the titles being defended by the Don Callis family. And then, if you want to talk about, or how far into the match, the women's match, did you start? Were you all, like, were they already going, or were you?
I started right at the entrances, but I didn't take any notes.
Oh, okay.
I can go by memory, but
So match three was the women: Megan Bain, the Triangle of Madness, and Willow Nightingale, or versus
it was the one match I wanted to avoid in the pre-show, and I still ended up starting it right when it started.
Willow Nightingale, Chris Statlander, Queen Amanada, and Harley Cameron. I actually really liked this match,
This was by far the best
and
of this set of matches
the
between most of these women.
the people that I thought were going to win won. There was something that
Yep.
was really cool that happened that started here and bled into the main show, which was really fun. And uh, it didn't end the actual way I thought it was going to, which was nice. So pretty early, and by pretty early, I mean like either as the bell rings or before the bell rings, the match just erupts into a brawl straight off the bat.
Yep.
Um, and everybody's going at it. Everybody's fighting.
Yeah,
They
the big
eventually,
corners. Everybody, the baby faces had all the heels in the corner, and they were doing the punches in the corner.
yeah. Eventually, everything calmed down. We get a bit later into the match, and Tekla and Amanada start fighting their way down the aisleway and disappear into the back. I said, "Well, I guess they're gone." Stat accidentally ends up hitting Willow, and Bane throws Stat out of the ring. At which point, she then hits Harley with the running Liger bomb. Heels win. I didn't
Yep.
think that was how it was going to happen. I thought we were going to get Stat walking out.
Well, you got right on the walkout part.
Huh? Oh yeah.
You
Well,
got right on the walkout part. Just two bitches left.
yeah. It was two people, and it was two completely different people. But I thought it was going to be just Stat because of Willow.
Yep.
One of the things that happened in this match, and it kind of made me mad, right? And I get this is a commentary thing. They're supposed to speculate and make things interesting. But there's one point where Stat goes to get the tag, and she tags the closest person to her. And I think the closest person to her was Queen Amanada. Not
Okay.
Queen. No, it wasn't Queen Amanada. The closest person to her was Harley Cameron.
Sure.
She tags in Harley Cameron, and then Willow looks annoyed that she didn't get tagged, even though Willow was like 3 more feet further to tag. And Stat was trying to get the quick tag. And the announcer says, "Oh, it looks like she avoided tagging Stat." And I was like, "She tagged the fucking closest woman."
That was Brian Danielson, I think, that said that.
I was like, "How did she avoid tagging somebody?" It's not like she walked by Willow to tag Cameron. At that point, then you're like, "Oh yeah, she definitely avoided it." But like
They were just trying to stir the pot.
Harley Cameron was right there. I would have done the
Yeah.
same thing if it
They're
was
just
a real
stirring
fight
the
and
pot.
I was there. But I hate it. It's so stupid. Um, but yeah, so the heels won, and I said not quite how I thought it would happen, but hey, I got the desired result that I wanted.
Sure.
um,
Now, hopefully, we can get a few collisions without another multi-person women's match, and we can maybe have some
dude,
singles feuds come out of this.
that's not gonna happen, but it might be different women.
Uh,
It's Collision. Collision's all about multi-person matches. It's the unfortunate thing for Collision.
Boo.
Backstage, the Bucks tell the backstage guys to fill a bag with dangerous things and put it under the ring. This comes back for fun later. And then
Yeah, it does.
on the ramp, Shivani introduces Martha Hart and Tony Khan, and they're basically out to butter the crowd up. To talk.
Yeah, promote the Owen that's coming soonish.
No, the Owen
Next year.
won't
No,
be
the
until
Owen's
middle of
not.
next year.
Yeah, that's the. I was about to say that's early summer next year.
They didn't even promote anything. They basically came out to butter up the crowd and then talk about how they broke the crowd record.
Oh, it's hard to listen to Tony. It's like somebody told him once that he was too quiet on the microphone, so now
dude.
he just screams into it.
He screamed, and even in my notes, I put Tony Khan was way louder than normal.
He gets all jazzed up, like he just took a bump before he came out to the thing, and I'm not talking about a wrestling bump. If you catch my drift,
It's like he has the tape of CM Punk cussing him out backstage, and when he's ready to come out and talk, he plays it and it riles him up.
He works himself into a shoot.
um, and then match 4, AEW Women's Trios Championship, Ops versus War Dogs. If you want to run with this one, I don't care if you got notes for it or not, but I need a moment.
uh, let's see. Pretty back and forth match for the most part. Ops were pretty much in control until some distractions. Then there was some outside shenanigans by the War Dogs. War Dogs didn't necessarily look all that impressive, really. Ops got the win with a muscle buster. All three of them were in the ring, kind of handling their own person of the War Dogs. So the War Dogs didn't necessarily look great here. I wouldn't say they looked bad because they were, still fighting some really good pro wrestlers and stuff. But Ops ran away with it. It was a really short match. I don't know if their time got cut or if it was always going to be this short, but when the match started, it said like it was 7 minutes left till the show. I literally looked at my wife and was like, well, this ain't going to last long. And it didn't. Joe hit the fake out spot where he walks away, which is your favorite spot of Joe's.
Yes.
Muscle Buster, W for the Ops.
A couple notes that I did have. Hobbs finally got tagged in at some point, and I put.
Yeah, he had the hot tag.
I don't think I can ever state how much I love this guy as a wrestler. He just comes in and messes things up.
He's a mauler.
He's so good. He's so, he might be one of the best power wrestlers there.
Yeah, I just wish he had a touch more personality.
No, he definitely needs more personality, but
yeah, just a touch more. He doesn't need a ton more.
There's also a spot because Geto from New Japan, who's the manager for the War Dogs. I think we used to call him Guido. Is how I've always heard it pronounced from Americans.
No, he's the booker over there.
Right. Well, that's how I've heard it pronounced. Granted, I haven't watched a whole lot of New Japan. So, Geto is...
It's Gato.
It's Geto.
Yeah.
He's standing between the ropes trying to interfere, and Shibata just walks up out of nowhere and kicks the middle rope and gets him right in the nuts, which was a fantastic...
Yeah, that was a good spot. I like that.
Goofy spot, because he's just causing an unnecessary amount of commotion, and Shibata just had this look like, I know how to handle this. Boop!
Yeah, it's Gato. It's Gedo.
Listen, it's ghetto.
Yeah. To our American accents.
So then there's this part, something else that I mentioned, or I was wanting to mention. So Clark Connors is in the ring starting the match against Shibata, and Excalibur is talking about how Clark trained under Shibata, and I was like, has everyone been trained under Shibata? Because I feel like anyone Shibata ever wrestles, I always hear the phrase, yeah, this guy trained under Shibata in New Japan. And I'm just like...
He has a whole young Lions class, because that's what he kind of did when he broke his neck and couldn't wrestle for the many years that he took off.
Right.
So, yeah, you probably got a ton of them, because they've said the same thing about Gabe Kidd and pretty much that whole little
Yuta.
Slightly younger generation of MPJW or NJPW wrestlers.
But yeah, I agree with you. I don't think that the War Dogs looked good, but they didn't look bad, and that's all I can ask for a pre-match or pre-show match.
Yeah, I mean they were coming in here kind of cold, booked at the last minute. So, yeah. I mean, what did you want, right?
All right. I typed Forbidden Door, Bryan Danielson, Excalibur, Tony Schiavone on commentary, and then I didn't go back and delete it. But yeah, that, like I said, that changes so much the entire show.
Yeah, they pull some people in, take some people out. It is mostly them for the first half of the show, anyways.
It is mostly Excalibur and Bryan Danielson because Tony Schiavone's gone at match 2. It was weird. Like I said, Schiavone I think only commentated for like 3 matches of the entire main show, and the main match card had like 9 matches. So for him to only be involved in like a fourth of the matches was wild to me.
That's
Good,
fine though. Go backstage. Do your
but wild.
backstage stuff.
So match one, Cope Christian versus Killswitch and Kip Sabian. This was a really weird match.
Yes,
Um,
it was. Yes, and pretty much all because of the adversaries, the
I
heels.
I thought it was good, but so peep this, and I heard. I want to say I believe because I was listening. I watched what's his face's post pay per view show. Sean Ross Sapp.
RS, yeah, Fightful.
And he had mentioned some things that I never thought of, but after he had mentioned it, I was like, he's right. And Christian and Edge in WWE didn't do a whole lot of tag team maneuvers.
No, they were very much like two singles guys
It
that
was
wrestled tag team matches.
Yeah, it was two singles guys that wrestled tag matches. They didn't really have a tag team finisher. It was just kind of like whoever could hit their
They had a
finisher.
couple. They had a couple teamy spots, but that was about it.
Right,
That when they won their matches, they won off of one of their finishes,
right.
one of their individual finishes.
But like in this, they were doing a lot of double teams that like I've never seen them do before, and the way they won the match was one of the coolest like team finisher. Like it definitely was like a billion times better than Goa's, and I will never.
You just really hate that move.
I hate that move so much, dude. It looks so weak. Like they don't even slam them down. It's like they drop them, and that's it. And I hate it. Anyways, but we'll get to there. So this entire match was basically Killswitch and Kip Sabian not getting along for some reason,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't know why. Like the only thing I could think of is
Because
Kip
Kill
tries to
Switch
tell him.
busted Kip open on accident.
Well, no. So like Kip tries to tell Killswitch what to do very early on, and Killswitch was like pretty much no fuck you. And it became them like tagging each other in roughly, not getting along, fighting against each other. There's even one part where Killswitch actually holds Kip Sabian up for a fucking doomsday device move.
That Christian hits the clothesline. No, it was Edge because then Edge went and got the hot tag or
Yeah.
tagged in Christian.
So it was just really weird.
It was.
Killswitch gets tagged like at one point. And then there's one point because you start the match off with some kind of dissension between Christian and Cope as well. Because as soon as Killswitch gets tagged in, Christian tags Cope in, even though Cope had just tagged in.
Yeah, he bailed out because he didn't want anything to do with Kill Switch.
And he didn't want anything to do with Killswitch. And even the crowd started chanting, "He's your asshole," which I thought was amazing.
Yeah, the crowd was good all night.
But yeah, so I typed in Killswitch and Kip Sabian get along even less than Edge and Christian do. Killswitch helps.
Yeah, and they just had a blood rivalry essentially.
Killswitch helps Cope and Edge by putting Sabian on his shoulders for Edge to hit the Doomsday device. At some point, Kip gets busted open, and I don't know how it happens. Like it just
He got busted open on that rough tag that Killswitch hit with him. Killswitch had those little dangly tassels
one of them hit him in the face.
on his wrist, and one of them hit him above the eye and busted him open.
Oh, that sucks. That was definitely accidental. Then that was.
Oh yeah, it wasn't on purpose, but crazy.
Cope and Christian hit a double impaler on Luchasaurus that was really cool.
Yep, double inverted DDT. They had another spot where they did a side slam reverse DDT combo. Like you said, like a bunch of tag moves that these guys aren't necessarily known for.
Cope eventually hit a spear on Killswitch through the ropes to the outside of the floor, which was fun.
Yep.
And basically the way the match ends, it was actually shortly after that. Edge comes back into the ring. Cope comes back into the ring. Christian like monkey flip tosses up or something. I don't remember exactly what he did
he launches him up in the air, and Cope spears him out of midair for the win.
It was really cool. Like I thought it looked really good. I hope they find a different tag team move that they can they can get away with doing it on FTR as well. But like I always feel like people's tag team moves should be something you could do to like everyone.
Yeah. I think it was just temporary. I don't think it's going to be a thing that they do constantly.
But yeah, Cope and Christian win. I didn't think there was any doubt that they weren't going to at any point, especially once Killswitch and Kip started fighting with each other. I was like,
no.
Oh, they just made this easy.
Like you said, the dynamic was weird, and it kind of made the the match was never going to be spectacular because it was never going to be what it was supposed to be in the first place. So it
Right.
was already pretty mid to begin with, especially for a pay per view match. But at least we got the right result, I guess. But
Um,
that was never going to be in doubt.
I will be interested in seeing why Killswitch and Kip weren't getting along. I'm sure they'll talk about it or something will happen. There'll be a vignette or
Yeah,
something.
it'll be on Collision
Um,
too. There'll be some promo where Nick Wayne's talking about what happened.
yeah, I'm definitely not looking forward to hearing Nick Wayne talk. But
Me neither. But post match, Christian sticks out the hand for a
oh yeah,
handshake. Cope is all glad to get it, and then Cope goes in for a hug, and Christian's like, "We're not there yet."
he's like,
No,
no, no,
he's like, "No,
no, no.
no, 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 we're not there."
I'll let you take over the next one. Talk. You get the Fletchlight. Fleshlight match.
Yay! So the next match we have Kyle Fletcher with the Don Callis family,
This was
or
the
at least
match, if I
Lance
remember.
Archer.
This is the match, if I remember correctly, you were most worried about.
I was because I didn't know how Takahashi was gonna work. Um, so Don Callis is on the comms.
Oh, this was, by the way, this was the match Walker took over for Tony. That, like I said earlier, Walker's the dude that calls the English side of New Japan.
Yeah, I just thought it was Ian Riccaboni. I'm just so used to Ian Riccaboni that I just thought this guy was Ian Riccaboni.
There's a time later him and Ian Riccaboni are on the commentary. Dude, like I said, they were.
It confused the shit out of me. I didn't notice. I didn't notice when one left and one began. The only thing I noticed on commentary was when Jr. came out.
Yeah.
But yeah, the match started out with a tie up and a front face slam by Fletcher, flexing his strength advantage. My next note was, "Holy crap! It's a wrestling match. I wasn't prepared for this."
It was slow. It was a slow paced match for a while.
It was Fletcher healed it up in between moves, really putting over that he's the top guy. Kind of grinded down Takahashi. Um, let's see, what else do I have here? The poison Rana over the top rope to the outside
Was nasty.
was nasty. A nice little spot. They did a suplex exchange followed by a Michinoku driver, and it was actually said correctly on commentary.
That's because Shivani wasn't there.
You're probably right. After that, Babyface started coming back. Fletcher was doing some selling, which was good. Fletcher selling when he commits to it is actually really good. I was actually very surprised. They hit Takahashi hit a nice. Was it Taka? No, it wasn't Takahashi. Fletcher hit a nice spinning backdrop off the top. That was really nice.
It's like a helicopter backdrop. It was really, really pretty.
Yeah, it was nice.
Even
Very
Danielson, even Danielson was like, I hit a falling one of those, but I could never spin somebody around like that.
good. Right. Liger bomb. Then there was a sunset flip bomb to the outside where you could tell Kyle didn't want to take that bump at first. He held onto that second rope a little longer than he should have. But I understand. I wouldn't want to hit the ground on a flat back bump either. The Takahashi hits his fake AA for a near fall.
Come to find out, by the way, it's called a time bomb. That's what he calls it.
Good for him because it was out of time. All in all, this led to what was it, like a weird elbow exchange where dude like psyched himself up.
He started laughing and like
He
walking all
started
over
laughing
the
as
place.
he was just getting just the shit bludgeoned out of him by forearms. But Fletcher hit the teardrop brainbuster, win for him. I mean, the match was never in super doubt, but it wasn't a bad showing for Takahashi. Fletcher still looked good. Pretty solid match overall.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I put it was a good match, a bit slower pace than I would have liked, but that doesn't make it.
See, I liked it
bad.
because there was selling and things like that. So I probably liked it a little more than you because of those reasons.
I don't mind a slow match, but there are things that I need out of a slow match, and I definitely get it a little bit later.
Well, it's not like there was rest holds and shit like that.
Oh, rest holds don't bother me if they're creative rest holds.
It
Headlocks
depends.
bother me.
Is it Randy Orton rest holds where it's 90% of the match?
No, I'm referring to the Zack Sabre Jr. Nigel McGuinness match that I thought was really
Yeah,
good.
that match was not my cup of tea. I mean, it was fine. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it was a bunch of chain wrestling, which
Apparently, I like.
is what it is. Chain wrestling's not bad, but I wish there was a little more impactful spots in between some of the chain wrestling,
Right.
and the abrupt ending kind of ruined that match for me
Yeah,
because I was just starting to get into it, and then it just kind of ended. But we'll
So
get there.
next match, match 3, TBS Championship, Mercedes Moné versus Alex Windsor versus
Good man,
Persephone versus my new favorite female wrestler of all time,
Bozilla.
Bozilla. Um,
This was a really good match. And I honestly think
so
that each lady got featured, and each lady looked better coming out of it than they did going in.
so Joe had told
Even
me
Monet.
Joe messaged me and said, "Hey, I really liked Mercedes attire."
Her gear. Yeah,
And
her
I was-
NWO gear.
I was like,
That's
her-
my first note.
I was like, her NWO inspired gear, yeah, it's pretty nice. Bozilla's cool too. Enjoy the match. So, because I was already
I was about 45 minutes behind
Yeah.
then because I was going back and forth from the outside because I was doing some smoking today. Smoked some ribs.
so Mercedes comes out to an amazing entrance. So her entrance,
Yes.
it's it's supposed to be like the guard, the guard for the Queen's Guard,
The Palace Guard. Yeah.
and
The lun-
there's
yeah.
8 of them carrying eight of her 9 titles because obviously she's carrying the one she's defending.
Yep.
So they come marching out, and I thought it was amazing. I love how they always come up with special ways to show off all of them. And then
Yep.
her music hits. She comes out. I immediately recognize the NWO influence, and I was like, that is so cool.
Yep. It was dope.
But match wise, because everybody else's entrance was just their entrance. Bozilla had a really cool like face piece that like she had a button on the inside of her jacket she'd push and it would smoke through the front of the match.
Yeah, they had some like dry ice thing in there to smoke out the sides.
But everybody else's entrance was just kind of like their normal entrance. Bozilla dominated this match a lot. Like,
Yep.
and I loved it. It wasn't, and everything made sense. It wasn't out of the ordinary. There was one spot that was done twice in 2 completely different ways that I thought was really cool. There was one where
You're talking about the razor's edge spot?
no. So there's it's just a simple thing. So 2 of the women go to Irish whip Bozilla and she stops. And she's like, no, not gonna happen. And she flings them into the ropes and then the moves happen and so forth. And then like about a minute and a half later, it was not including Bozilla, one woman trying to do Irish whip 2 women at the same time and they stop her. Like it was just done in the exact same way, but just the exact inverse, right?
Right.
So I thought it was pretty cool how they did that. But yeah, Bozilla spent most of the match being just a constant like thorn in the sides of all the women in this match.
Yeah, she had a wicked press slam where she picked up one of the opponents in the ring and dumped him on the 2 other opponents outside the ring.
Right. Persephone did a dive through the ropes and clipped the ropes and almost died. Good time.
Yeah, scary. Thankfully, Bozilla caught her enough to kind of because she was about to hit head first. She was about to like go head first.
I said
They grabbed a hold of her and held her up to where her feet would catch up with the rest of her.
I said at one point someone's fake eyelashes came off and they were stuck in Bozilla's hair.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I couldn't tell whose they were because everyone looked
It
normal.
was it was Persephone's.
Was it?
I believe so.
I tried so hard to find out whose it was after I noticed it. I was like, who lost their damn eyelashes?
Yeah, I think it was Persephone.
Monet gets a statement maker on both Persephone and Alex Windsor at the exact same time, which was really cool. But then
Yes, it was
Windsor
nice.
turned around and tried to do a double sharpshooter that wasn't near as
Oh,
well
it
done.
was terrible. It was terrible.
It was horrible.
Her sharpshooter is bad enough looking anyways.
I feel
What made her think she could do 2 people's legs? I don't know. but it was
Um,
clunky and sloppy and bleh.
Windsor has this really cool spot in the match. It's called announcing her boyfriend out, but we'll get to that later. So,
Yeah,
uh,
did you know she's engaged to Will Ospreay?
right.
Okay,
Um,
just wanted to make sure you knew that.
Bozilla hit a moonsault at one point, and I said it wasn't the best moonsault I've ever seen, but with as big as this woman is,
Yeah, Kristen kind of made fun of it too. She was like, well, she kind of just went off to the side. I was like, hey, that's like my moonsault. I could never go straight
I
head over feet. I always went to the side.
now
Just call me chicken shit.
I wasn't making fun of it though. I was just like, it's not the best moonsault I've ever seen, but the fact that she hit one at being 6 foot tall and like 300 pounds or some crap like that, like, look,
300 pounds. But she's a big girl.
now I want you guys to understand, she ain't fat.
No, she a thick girl.
She's she's a beast.
Yeah, she is.
I hope eventually somebody signs her. I would love to see her in both AEW and WWE. I don't care.
Yeah, because she's German. She's a second generation wrestler
I just want to see
out
her
of
toss
Germany.
people around.
Yeah, maybe she can be a good version of what Nia Jax was supposed to be the whole time.
Maybe she can finally be the hole that Karma left when she retired.
There you go. That's a good one. I think, I don't know if it was Persephone or it was Windsor who hit a fisherman suplex that they called a fisherman's buster on the commentary. And my note says, I refuse to call that a buster of any kind. She released her. That is not a buster.
Yeah, I didn't write that down.
Yeah, I love fisherman suplexes, so
I
it
know.
always stands out to me.
I know.
Yeah, you've taken a few of them.
Yeah, the first one you ever laid on me, I was kind of pissed off about because you didn't tell me that's what you were doing, and it kind of hurt.
Yeah, it was off of something kind of high.
um, but no. So, uh, there's even one point I didn't even write this down. I just thought of the move. Um, Windsor did hit a really nice DDT through the ropes on Bozilla that took Bozilla out of the match for a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, where she was like, uh, all in the ropes and stuff with
It
her
was it was like
with
Randy
her
Orton's.
legs.
It was like Randy Orton's DDT that he does when he drags somebody in. But obviously, she couldn't
Yeah,
drag the entire body of her in, so she
she
just
planted her, and her whole upper body was hanging up in the air, and that's a big girl for her whole lower half to be just up in the air like that.
um. And then later on in the match, Persephone hits a razor's edge on Bozilla, and I was like, "What?"
I popped. I was like, "What?"
I was like, "There's no way!" And then Mercedes gets up in the razor's edge, and she reverses it into a roll up and gets the pin, which I thought
Yeah,
was actually really well done.
Yeah, it was great. I put everybody in this match did a great job.
I didn't talk enough about Persephone because this was the Bozilla show for me. I
Yeah,
was
Persephone kind of disappeared a little bit after the dive kind of backfired, but she by no means didn't hold up her end to this thing.
right.
Like I said, I think everybody looked better coming out of this than they did going in because nobody really knew who Persephone or Bozilla is.
No.
If you're an American audience and all you do is watch the American promotions, everybody looked good coming out of this. I'm interested in seeing more of those two. Now, I'm not going to watch CMLL or Stardom to see it, but I will be interested to see if they ever do make more TV appearances for AEW.
So apparently, Bozilla's grandfather, who's German, um, has been listed at some point as a talent scout for WWE, and he was in the crowd tonight.
Ooh,
Um,
that's unfortunate because I don't want her to go to WWE.
Now, like I said,
So she can just be, well, I mean, she could be female Gunther, I guess.
at some point, I don't know if he still is. I'm hoping she, like I said, I don't care where she ends up, right? Because I could see her, I would be just as happy watching her throw around, um, like Bianca or Jade or whatever as I would be her throwing around Jamie Hayter or anyone else from AEW. Like I am just interested in seeing where she eventually goes to destroy people.
WWE has a wealth of
They do.
young, up and coming female wrestlers.
They do.
I want the cupboard is not as deep in AEW, and I would rather her go there.
I mean, like I said, I'd love to see her there as well. Um, but yeah, great match. I
Yeah,
was.
solid. It was very solid.
If it wasn't for the fact that like this pay per view has a lot of just great matches. It's just sometimes they ended in ways I didn't like.
Like the next one.
Like like the next one because it just ended. I'll let you take this IWGP World Title match since we're just alternating.
So I don't have a ton of notes on here because unless you really like wrist locks and hammer locks and chain wrestling, which is very boring to write down continuously because it's kind of just the same holds over and over and over again. But there was a lot of chain wrestling, a lot of them kind of measuring themselves. It's your normal Zack Sabre Jr. match, right? There was a really nice Tower of London spot that Nigel hit on Zack. Zack got his foot on the rope for the pin, putting a squash on Nigel, getting the win there. The only other note I have, other than the cool spot there, was they're doing this pin exchange where they're rolling around, doing the pins, getting the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, which was cool. But then just like with no build, with nothing, Zack rolls him up and gets the 3.
Yeah, it was like
And
this,
it was
he hit this
very
like
sudden, very abrupt, very disappointing because the match, I felt like the match was building to something, and it just ended.
so. I had messaged Joe when I started watching this match, and I told him that I think it would be interesting to see Nigel lose by Garcia throwing in the towel.
Yeah, and because I was behind, I was like, did he bring a white towel to the ring? Because the white towel for surrender. He goes, no, but he brought a blackish one, and I'm like, oh, I'm like,
Right.
you might be on to something there.
Like because and here's the thing, they even teased Garcia taking him out
Yeah.
after the match was over. Like Garcia gets in the ring, and I thought he was going to take him out, and then he just
Oh,
ends up.
that's another thing. That was a weird ending of that because I thought Tony Schiavone was getting into the ring to talk to Nigel,
That's what it looked like, but really it
and
was just
instead
Nigel like waving to the crowd because he's at home.
yeah, it was weird.
Um, yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff that happens this evening.
But yeah, it was just Tony to get in the ring to talk about the attendance again.
For the third time. And then backstage, Tekla and Queen Aminata
Still fighting
are in their own
from the match earlier.
are in their own WWE inspired dust cloud. And they eventually bring their fight back to the aisleway of the show. Sky Blue and Julia come out to get the drop on Aminata, and then this is how they announce Jamie Hayter's back. Because why should I personally care about that?
I was like, I put, why are Tekla and Aminata still fighting? I said, this is dumb. I said, well, here comes Sky Blue and Julia to beat down Aminata. And then I go,
Now,
oh, we had to have a spot for Jamie Hayter since she's home too. So
my whole thing, I actually liked the spot until Jamie Hayter came out.
I didn't like Julia and Sky being there.
I didn't mind it because they're in the same stable, but it did bother me in the fact that why
Why did it take you an hour to find them to break it up?
Why are you just now showing up to help fight when they've been fighting backstage this whole time?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a cool thing to see the women do it because you don't really get spots like this too often anymore, and it's always the men that usually do it. So it's cool to see
Jamie Hayter looked like she came right out of the '70s with that outfit.
Dude. There's something. Listen, guys.
She had the Farrah Fawcett hair and
I started watching AEW while Hayter was the world champ for the women.
Yeah, so you didn't get to see the build to that.
So
The build was much better than the run.
I just came in to see her as world champ. She got hurt, had to lose the title. Um, and I have not liked her since I've started watching. Every
Yeah,
time,
you didn't get the connection. You weren't there when the connection was being established.
in fact, I think I started watching right before she won the world title because they kept teasing a breakup between her and Britt Baker at the time. And I was just like, this is stupid. I didn't like Britt Baker or Hayter. Which is funny.
Yeah, you missed all the good stuff involving them.
Which is funny because everybody seems to have loved them at some point. And I was like, I think they're the most mediocre women's wrestlers I've ever seen.
Yeah, you missed the boat. You weren't there for it.
In fact, I'm going to tell you right now, I personally think Tekla's a better wrestler than the both of them. Not Tekla. I'm sorry, wrong person. Queen Aminata. That's how bad I wanted you to make it seem like I dislike them. I think
mission accomplished.
I just think they're mediocre.
I would say untrue.
Everybody praises them, and I don't think if they disappeared, AEW would be worse off for it.
So I would agree with Britt. Britt had one good match.
I've not seen a good Hayter match.
Hayter.
Not one.
Some of Hayter's matches with oh god, I can't even think of the lady's name now. The Japanese lady who's having visa issues.
Hero.
Oh, she was like she's who I wanted them to put the title on when the company first started. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot her name. Kenny's watching her cat right now. Oh, that's gonna. Anyways,
it's Shida, isn't it?
Yes, thank you. God damn.
Hikaru Shida.
Hikaru Shida. Fake fan over here. Jesus Christ.
I was close. I said Hiru. I couldn't remember.
Oh, come on. That's taking a punt in the dark. You could have said hear something, or you could have said talk something, and you would have been close.
Listen, I'm actually really good about Japanese names in AEW.
And I'm being facetious with that, by the way.
I like my Japanese wrestlers. Thank you.
No, they're great.
Now here's the thing. I don't have a problem with Hikaru Shida.
I love me some Shida. She was my favorite woman wrestler until Toni Storm came.
There is one lady.
At least in AEW. I'm still a huge Asuka mark in WWE.
There is one lady. My favorite. My second favorite female wrestler in AEW just lost to my first favorite wrestler in AEW, and I'm mad about it. But the lady I cannot stand from Japan that's in AEW. Hold on. I hate it. It's like she drives me crazy. I think she has the worst theme music of all time.
I'm hoping it's who I think it is.
It's fucking Riho, dude.
Riho.
Is it Riho? Hold on. I could be wrong.
Riho's the very tiny one.
I think it is then.
The not even 100-pound woman.
People love Riho, and I cannot stand her.
The stuff she does is unbelievable because she's so small.
Right. I don't care. She drives me crazy. But people love her.
I get it.
It is what it is. And she comes out.
She's okay.
She comes out to that music that's like, oh, no, and I'm just like, oh my god, why are we doing this? Anyways, go ahead, have fun. You're up.
FTR versus the Hurt Syndicate versus Bro Dito. The crowd was really behind the Hurt Syndicate. They, I don't know if you know this, but they hurt people.
We hurt people. We hurt. I'm still mad at myself to this day for not starting that chant in the hallway at the fucking hotel.
Right? Hurt Syndicate dominating early, getting heat on everybody, particularly Bandito. Brody gets the hot tag, double choke slam, no sell by Lashley, so that was fun. Big old spine buster by Brody. Shelton gave Germans to everybody at one point. That was cool. Um, there was a nice dive spot where Cash caught Cash got caught by Lashley, but then Brody dove behind him and knocked them both over.
Yep.
That was pretty cool. Afterward, Bandito. Oh God, this spot was super dangerous. Bandito had Dax in a fallaway slam and did a flip off the top rope onto the rest of the team at the bottom and barely got over. Dax is a large man, and gravity is the law.
It was such a good
And
move, though.
they about met a very unfortunate lesson there. Um, let's see, where did I leave off?
We'll just say they had some faith in the people below them.
Boy, did they. After that, the politics took over, and it ruined the entire rest of this match for me. Out comes some goons in some New Japan Pro Wrestling tracksuits. They come down, start fighting with the Hurt Syndicate. They kind of fight off with them. It's revealed that those guys were GOA and Ricochet. This left FTR to fight with Brodito. My literal note was, "What a stupid thing that was! What an awful finish and messy as hell."
I've got some. So we'll get to that. So this is one of those matches that I told you I really loved because I thought for the most part the match itself was really good, and then it fell apart so bad.
Yeah. So, anyways, Brodito gets the win over FTR, and I'm not even mad that Brodito won.
Nope.
I'm just mad that you could smell the politics, the backstage politics in this entire match, and it buried the match for me. It ruined it.
I don't even care about that because the whole reason they made it a 3-way was so that they didn't have to lose the titles.
Yeah, but they got FTR buried.
Nah.
Because they were scheduled to lose to FTR the pay-per-view before, when all the rumors of them not wanting to lose to people came out.
Yeah, I don't care about that either, though. So
I do, because it makes more logical sense for what Cope and Cage are going to do next. Because what do you do with the titles? What do you do with the tag titles now?
I don't know, but I'm mad. So first and foremost, for this stupid reason, I'm mad because this shouldn't even matter to me. So I obviously picked Hurt Syndicate to win. You picked FTR to win. Brodito won. We both went null on this. But if you remember, I stalled before I made my pick, and I was like, "Man."
You even say
I said,
they put them together. They usually win.
Yeah, you should
the
always
makeshift tag teams always win.
Yeah, makeshift tag teams always win tag titles. And I was like, but I think Hurt Syndicate's going to take it. I should have went with my gut because we
would have tied.
We'd have tied on the night. So this is the match that makes me mad about as far as our whole thing goes. Now, with that being said, I thought this was a really good match, and I did like.
It was fine till the end.
I did like how the match actually ended. If the ref wouldn't,
I was so upset.
Up.
I was so upset. I didn't even write what the finish was.
But what the finish was they did the Brodito monkey flip splash.
Oh, and it was the worst one they've done so far.
It was, but shit happens. I can't complain about the move not looking the greatest. My problem was Dax dove in to break it up, but missed, which I have been, dude. I swear to you, I have been sitting here for the last several months in wrestling, watching people break up other moves, and been like, it'd be really cool.
Somebody miss?
Why doesn't somebody just miss and that's how the match ends? Like, I've thought about it on several occasions. Like, that'd just be a cool way. And now it's finally happened. But the ref didn't continue to count.
Sometimes where they don't make it in time. And matter of fact, I think the last time I saw that, FTR was the one that did that as well.
But the problem was the ref should have just counted to 3 and ended the thing instead of restarting the count.
Yeah, it was sloppy.
So I feel like that falls more on the ref than anybody else. He should have just finished the fucking 3 count.
Yeah, yeah, it ruined it.
Um, but otherwise, I thought it was a fun idea for an ending. Here's where are you ready for my big complaint for this whole thing?
Sure.
This was advertised as an elimination style match.
Yeah, and there was no elimination.
And even the wrestlers.
Excalibur said that on Wednesday.
Even the wrestlers.
Or was it? It was Wednesday or Collision. It was Dynamite or Collision.
I believe it was the end of Dynamite. Because if I remember correctly, you pointed it out during our review. You were like, "Oh yeah, towards the end of the show."
Because he said it towards the end of the night.
Yeah. So it was an elimination style match. The wrestlers thought it was an elimination style match. Like, this is something Sean Ross Sapp even talked about. He was like, I don't know when the stipulation changed.
Okay, so I don't feel as bad now. Again, it just makes me dislike this match more. You can smell the politics in the air, and it just fucking irritates me. I like MVP, and I like the Hurt Syndicate, but now I just kind of want them gone because
and also
this shit has no business here.
Also, where the fuck is MVP?
I don't know. He didn't come out with him. I don't remember.
No, he wasn't there tonight.
I don't know.
I mean, so here's the thing. The politics thing, they never said they refused to lose to people. They said that they would rather not. I'm never gonna...
they said they would rather lose to people they wanted to lose to, like Goa and Private Party and...
Right. I'm not against people feeling that way. Because...
They should never get out.
The problem is, with MVP, it's always going to get out. Because MVP he's going to say what's on his mind.
But you don't book the show, dude. Like...
And he didn't book the show. You're mad at him? Be mad at Tony. Tony is the boss.
I agree. We had this same conversation about Punk and the Bucks.
Because I'll tell you right now, at the end of the day, if you tell Shelton and Bobby who to lose to, they're not going to bitch. They're going to go out and do what they're told. That's how dude, they used to work for fucking Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Thank you for the whole name there. Whole name drop. Whole government ass name.
I do think this is more MVP than anybody else. As far as
I agree, but he's their advocate.
Now, with that being said, I'm excited for Bobby's future because it's going to make things interesting, and we'll get to that.
I agree. I'm excited for both of them because I think Shelton can go and do some damage singly.
Yeah. So, anyways, next match because I just punched my mic. Sorry, guys. I said this was a great match until Goa got involved.
Your favorite tag team?
I actually don't. I actually like them as a tag team. I just hate their finishing move. If they changed their finishing move, I'd be all for it. Otherwise, I think they're pretty good. Dude's got a killer pounce that literally almost killed somebody tonight.
Literally.
Anyways, Unified Championship match: Kazuchika Okada versus Swerve Strickland. And this is where my night starts to go to shit. So
hey, JR came back.
I didn't even write that down because
for this match. Yep, that's my first note.
Do JR. Listen, it is hard listening to JR now after watching like 3 or 4 hours of the Best of the Attitude Era, because he used to have so much energy and be so hype, and now he's just kind of talks.
He's been very sick.
Yeah, he has. I love that man. Don't get it wrong, guys. I'd rather him be on commentary than not on commentary in any form.
Absolutely. I would rather hear frustrated, tired JR than pretty much anybody else any time.
The only sad part for me is Taz wasn't there to flip him shit.
Right? They have a nice little banter. And it's out of respect because they used to do SmackDown.
Absolutely. So this match is a prime example, by the way, of when I feel like selling can be too much. So they had announced that last week or the week before, whatever, that Swerve has been wrestling with a torn meniscus since 2019 over in NXT. Um, and he ended up taking like 4 weeks off for it to heal. It didn't heal back properly, but he continued to wrestle. Got released, went and signed with AEW as soon as he could, and we all know how that all played out. But I feel like we wouldn't have got the selling had that information not come out.
You like how he wore a different knee pad on the knee that's supposed to be hurt, so he could so
Remember?
Okada could remember which one to work on.
Yeah, it happens all the time, dude. The same thing happened if you
Oh, I
remember
know.
correctly.
I know.
The exact same thing happened because I pointed it out for when Dustin Rhodes um,
Yep.
was having his injury situation.
He just had double knee replacement surgery, so
Yeah, he did.
good for good
Good
for
for him.
Dustin. Hope his mobility is better after the rehab.
Man's gonna come back and wrestle like he did back in the
I
'90s.
hope not. Please just retire. Enjoy the rest of your days. Enjoy the mobility that you now have gained. Don't come back and ruin it with wrestling. You're you
Oh,
you have nothing to prove.
he already said he's not done wrestling. So I don't have a whole lot of notes for any matches at this point. Like, just to let everybody know, I my I think every match from here on is good. In fact, I think every match is super serviceable, and a lot of great things happen back and forth. But it just got to the point where I was just watching and not typing out a whole lot because there just wasn't a
That's
whole
how the
lot to.
last match was. That's how the last match was for me, but it was for chaotic reasons. I have plenty of notes for these next three matches.
But what I will say, so there's this vault where Swerve gets sent over the top and he goes to do his spot where he lands on his feet.
Yep, and he
And
did, but
he did, but he slid and fell on his ass, which come to find out is a sell.
yeah,
And he plays it into his knee hurting. Um, poor little knee.
but it didn't like slow him down or anything. He just acknowledged it.
Right. Um, and then it was a lot of moments like that. He'd go to do a move, he'd go to do a swerve stomp, and he couldn't capitalize because his knee was hurt. And honestly, the whole knee injury thing took me a lot out of this match. Is it a good match? Yes. But
There's all kinds of stuff that happened.
when you just know that they're leading up to um, taking Swerve off TV, I'm just
Well, then you must have hated the main event then.
no. I actually thought the main event was fine. Post main event can kiss my ass, but the main event itself was great.
Well, they did the same thing there, though.
Yeah, but the difference it's I don't know, but it didn't feel like that the whole match. Like they still wrestled out
Well,
the
that's
match.
because there was 8 damn people in that match.
Yeah, I know, but it's like you went into that match thinking there was like the main event. You go into that match thinking there's a chance for anybody to win, regardless of what happens. This one, you knew Swerve was going to lose. We both picked Swerve to lose.
Yep. I mean,
Um,
you don't announce injuries before a big match if that guy's not being protected in the
and
loss.
and again, they announced the injury, and then it felt like he had to oversell the injury because now everybody knows about it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that. But I didn't find it egregious. It didn't stop him from doing any of his offense really. It
Right.
maybe made him kind of slow to cover or anything like that because he was selling the knee, but it was a part of the story overall. And, like I said, it protects him in the loss. It's the reason why he lost.
Right.
Like a healthy Swerve would totally go over Okada. So it makes you
Um,
believe that in the loss.
Post match, after a bunch of things happen, eventually Rainmaker hits the Rainmaker,
Rainmaker hits the Rainmaker.
and gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. Post match, Swerve gets attacked by Okada, and gets his. By the way, I've seen this coming the entire time because they pulled the steps away from the corner, and I was sitting there and I was like, man, Eventually, they're gonna throw fucking Swerve's knee in there, and they're just gonna go to town. And sure enough, they did. Um, they need to. Somebody needs to figure out how to actually uh, do some believable chair shots to a leg because, like, you absolutely could tell that it wasn't hitting.
Okada is really bad at those spots though. You don't get a lot of weapon spots in New Japan.
Oh, I know. But yeah, he hits his leg several times, laughs about it. Nana comes out and chases everybody away with the steel pipe because we're supposed to believe that. Um,
Not for long.
and then all of a sudden, the masked man comes out. Or it wasn't even masked. He just slid into the fucking ring.
Yep.
Um, and just
American Gladiators is done filming season 1, people, because
yeah,
Wardlow's back.
Wardlow's back. He takes out Prince Nana and joins the Don Callis family. And you know what? I threw my arms in the air and said, I don't care anymore. Because
Yeah, my final note was fucking why.
I don't. Here's my problem with
He's
this.
got his own roster to start his own freaking wrestling organization now, dude.
Here's my problem with this whole choice, and it's not even just that. So, you throw this man onto the Don Callis family, who already has a Wardlow. He's just out injured right now.
Who's their Wardlow?
Brian Cage.
I forgot about Brian Cage.
And
I forgot he existed.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Brian Cage is better than Wardlow.
He should be. He's got like 15 more years experience.
That's true. But he's injured right now. I don't remember. I can't remember how long he's been out. He's been out a while. Obviously, you couldn't remember.
It's been a while now.
So now they're just like, hey, let's replace him with a new big man now that he's back. And it's like, that's my first problem. My second problem is Wardlow comes back, he gets thrown into a group, disappears for injury. Comes back, he gets thrown into a group, disappears with injury. Comes back, he gets thrown into a group, stop.
Well, they missed their chance when he was over as a single when he beat MJF, and they didn't book him.
They either need to push this man as a single star or fucking get rid of him.
I agree. Let him go to WWE because WWE was interested in him.
Because he doesn't need.
I would rather see him back with Max
to be in this stupid fucking family. Like literally, they have like 30 fucking superstars in the Don Callis family now, and I don't care. I don't. Now, what they're setting up for, and I'll tell you now, and I've heard 2 or 3 people talk about this. Sean Ross Sapp talked about this, and he's kind of convinced me. Right? A lot of people actually think Takeshita's going to be the one to take Okada's title off of him because they think Takeshita is at some point soon, and there's reasons that they think he's going to go face. A big one is they just lost their 2 biggest fucking stars that are faces right now. Probably for the rest of the year, and one of them for a good portion of next year.
I would say all of next year. You don't come back from a neck very quickly.
The other guy, there's a chance that Swerve can come back by the end of the year, but he probably won't come back until February, March of next year. So
a meniscus isn't that hard to come back from.
So it depends.
Clean that up.
It depends. It depends on the severity. That's one of the things I was telling you about earlier that I was researching, right? So a meniscus for a meniscus repair for an athlete can take anywhere between 3 to 12 months depending on the severity of the injury. Now, it's going to be on the lighter side for Swerve, I feel, obviously, because he's been wrestling perfectly fine with it.
I think 6 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks.
But I think he's going to be out for the rest of the year.
As long as there's no MCL tear or any kind of ligament tear, a meniscus, I think he'll be back 6 to 8 weeks.
But yeah, there's a big hole because those are 2 of your biggest superstars.
Yeah, well, it depends. They have people to fill it, but is Kenny going to want to wrestle every week? The problem is Ibushi going to want to wrestle every week?
I don't think Kenny's going to want to wrestle. I don't think Kota's going to want to wrestle that often because I feel like they're on the tail end of their careers. And I'm not saying I think they're going to go anywhere else. I think they're legit close to being retired.
Is Darby going to get out of the Death Rider freaking vortex?
But my problem is, and this is something I was going to save to the end of the show to bitch about. But we can go ahead and fill it in here while we're here. 60% of the reason I enjoy AEW are these two wrestlers that are about to miss a good substantial amount of time.
Yeah.
These are two of my favorite active wrestlers. If I gave you a list of my 5 favorite active wrestlers in wrestling right now, these are two of my top 3. And my number 1 is AJ Styles. uh,
Thing is, due to their style, AEW's gone through this a ton. A ton.
but my worry is they don't have somebody that's the caliber of these two to fill in. They've got great wrestlers, they've got great talkers, but I feel like Swerve and Osprey are very good at both.
You know what you're going to get in their absence, and I'm literally not kidding. Chris Jericho's going to come back on TV.
Oh, don't do this to me.
I wish I was kidding.
Because he's neither. He's not a good talker or a good wrestler.
I know that, but they're going to look at it and they're going to be like, I need star power. And they're going to be like, well, what star do we have that we haven't really been using?
Wardlow.
No, star, Nick. Star.
Jamie Hayter. Alex Windsor!
Not Buzz from American Gladiators.
No, you want to know who's about to come back?
Humor me.
Eddie Kingston.
Oh, yay. The local janitor is coming back.
People love that man. We don't, but people love that man.
I like his mic skills, and I like his character work. His in-ring work is shit, though.
Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. It depends what kind of shape he's in, too, though. Right?
Yeah.
He could come back.
Rounds of shape, Nick.
Listen, that's why I called him a weeble.
No. In all seriousness, he's fine, but that's prime what when he comes back, that's absolutely what Moxley's doing next.
Yeah. But I do know he's close to being back because he's been training.
No, he's been training. And best of luck to him because he's coming back from a pretty severe knee injury. So his work is not for me.
So you know who Sean Ross Sapp pointed out with this void, who he thinks they should push, and I agree 100%.
Roddy.
One half of your new tag team champions. Bandito, I'm kidding. Brody King.
I like Brody.
I think it's time to push Brody. Now, he doesn't need to be world champion, but I think...
Brody on the mic is not good, though.
I don't need him on the mic. I just need him beating the fuck out of people.
Yeah.
And that's what he does.
Like you said, while the wrestling won't slip really all that much because they have talented wrestlers, the main event program will be kind of lacking. But who knows how long this MJF Hangman thing lasts. And this also frees up Lashley to move to the main event as well.
Yeah, we'll get to that soon. Because I have ideas. I have a specific scenario that I want to have happen because of how cool it would be. But we'll get there.
Okay.
So, if you would like to talk about one of the most mediocre women's matches I've ever... I'm kidding. I'll bitch about it here shortly. Go ahead and talk about the women's...
I was about to say, Toni Storm, the champion, versus Athena, the challenger, and forever ROH champion.
I hate everything about this match.
It did start with Athena signing the contract and handing it to Aubrey. I thought that was a nice touch.
Oh, real quick. Interesting enough, I actually took a picture of this on my phone so that I could remember to talk about it at this point. Tony Khan has apparently said that in order to do the cash-in, it has to be announced a week in advance. So it cannot be a surprise cash-in.
A Money in the Bank situation.
Yep.
Interesting.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Interesting. So you know why that bums me out?
Huh.
Doesn't it feel like the attention to details is just lacking with this company and they're just kind of making this shit up as they go?
I feel like that's been for every wrestling company, and it's just the other one has been around so long. A lot of them have stuck and have settled. um,
It just seems like a reoccurring thing with AEW. But
they're still new,
I
relatively, in comparison.
at what point do they get to say that they're not new anymore?
And about
They're never going to have
25
the
years.
50 year. They're never going to have the 50, 60-year legacy that WWE has.
No.
Not in our lifetime, anyways. Because if I'm around another 44 years or 43 years, I'll be surprised. But nevertheless, she signs the contract, turns it over to Aubrey. Match starts. Billy Starks immediately gets involved and taken out.
Very quickly.
Just from distracting Tony. Athena drop kicked the shit out of Tony into the barrier. Athena repeatedly slamming Tony's head into the post at one point. Athena was working the head and neck of Tony the entire match, which makes sense because that's her move affects the neck and head. So good job there. Athena did way too much taunting and kind of feeling herself in the moment, which backfires immensely at some points. Tony hit a sky high for a near fall. Athena hit a backdrop driver. Tony hit a Pearl River plunge, which is a double underhook power bomb. Tony was selling like crazy most of this match. Athena looked good. Athena looked dominant. She took probably 80% of the match. She hit a suicide dive. She went for the pile driver on the steps, but Tony bit her in the leg to stop it, which I thought was funny and a nice touch. Let's see. Tony hits a giant headbutt and then hits her with a Storm Zero for a near fall. Let's see. What else do I have here?
Mina came out and chased off Billy Starks.
Yeah, Billy Starks finally got up from getting taken out earlier. Mina came out to even the odds there.
Mina can go to hell. Keep going.
What's wrong with Amina?
She got her ass in the match. She could go to hell.
Oh, because you wanted Athena to win. Duh.
I think Athena needed to win.
Athena did hit an O-face on Tony. She was on the apron and didn't get the pin out of it.
Yeah.
Essentially, Tony locks in the chicken wing after the distraction to get the tap out and win.
So, first and foremost, I do want you guys to understand, Tony is my favorite female wrestler in AEW. Okay? My not liking this decision is not based on how much I like Athena more than anybody, because I don't.
It's based on what does Tony do next?
It's not just Tony. It's Athena as well, and we'll get there in a second. One of the things I love...
She goes back to Ring of Honor, where she's been for 3 fucking years.
Right, and that's a problem.
Well, that's her choice. She could have been called up at any time.
But, so, I have enjoyed, and I still enjoy, Tony is putting over wrestling like she's in the 50s so well. winning with a fucking with a crossface chicken wing. I mean, it's little things like doing Lou Thez presses and just like she wrestles.
It's character work.
It's so good. And
yep.
The one thing I will say that Tony did that I did absolutely hate this match, I absolutely hated the way she looked tonight. I thought her actual
didn't bother me at all.
I thought her outfit and her makeup was terrible.
She always does the white face on like pay-per-views and stuff.
Yeah, but it was something different about this one specifically that it just didn't resonate with me.
There wasn't as much contrast. It was just like pink and white instead of a very light pink at that.
Yeah, it was just,
and white instead of the black and white.
It was just weird. I don't even know how to explain it. It just didn't look good. And then like she had the weird wig on. I don't, or her hair done in a
Was
weird
I was
way.
about to say, was it a wig? I don't think it was a wig. I think it was their actual hair.
It just looked like one of those like presidential powdered wigs. It was weird.
Oh, that's what she came out in the entrance with.
Yeah. So, anyways, again, for the most part I did like the match. Like I'm playing up the whole hating the thing. It was a good match. They did a great job. I hate the decision of having Athena lose.
I'm glad because it's not another woman with multiple belts.
I could care less about that. My problem is first and foremost, Athena's about to go back to Ring of Honor, and I think AEW's better with her on the main roster.
Then have her drop the title there and be on the main shows.
Yeah, I don't care about her dropping a title anywhere. I feel like she just needs to be on the main show. She could have given up the title after winning the world title.
Why have the prop then?
Why do you care?
Because it makes no sense. Either you're in a promotion or you're not in a promotion.
Monet's doing fine.
Monet has a main roster title, and I hate to call it that because it's so freaking WWE.
Yeah, and now Athena doesn't, and she should.
She got beat by the champ.
I think Athena is also, while I do like Tony more, I think Athena's a better wrestler. I think right now there are more intriguing matches for Athena in AEW as champion.
I'll give you that because Tony has faced everybody, especially on the upper card.
Because here is where the AEW's woman roster scares me.
It's all mid card. Unless they're going to elevate Stat finally.
I hope not.
Stat can work.
She can. With Toni Storm. Toni Storm is a very good wrestler. She's got very good character work.
Yeah, her character work is top
Athena
notch.
Is a really good wrestler. Very good character work.
Well, there's not really much to her character. It kind of just is her.
Which is fine.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like,
Mercedes.
It's still not on the level of Mercedes or Tony.
Mercedes Moné, really good wrestler, really good character work.
Yeah.
And there's a very steep drop off before you find somebody else close to that.
I agree.
And
time to elevate.
I would catch so much shit for this. So Tony, right now, because they're gonna want to build up because everybody believes that it's always got to be a heel versus face. So what we're gonna get is we're going to get Stat to go bad, and she'll probably be.
I think she's still got a Willow problem, so I don't think it'll be her. I think honestly, it's going to be Megan Bayne next.
It's going to be Megan. Well, what the only places you can really go, right? And I mean really believably go right now, is Megan, Stat, or there was somebody.
I would put Hayter in there.
I think Hayter, but Hayter's not a bad guy, right?
No, but not yet.
So, well, she just helps the good guys. So I don't think they're going to push her bad anytime soon.
I don't either.
So you've really only got right now, believably, Stat or Bane. And the other option is to forego the whole good versus bad thing that seems to be the plague that is in wrestling. And you could go Willow or Hayter at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But my problem is the only one I care to see Tony wrestle of that entire group right now is Bane.
I would agree with that. And I've seen all the others. Maybe you get a returning Britt Baker.
Okay, I would rather AEW shut down. My
Sorry, that was really good.
my problem right now with AEW's women's roster is
Top heavy,
it's
or it's actually it's bottom heavy. Honest, it's bottom heavy, not top heavy.
the people that the AEW super mega fans absolutely love. I don't mind, but I don't have them as high regard as what most AEW mega fans do. Like people are really high up on Willow, and Willow honestly annoys me more than entertains me.
I like Willow. Willow can
And
work.
I think it's because I don't like the bubbly personality shit.
That's
Like,
exactly what you like. Your aesthetic is more Julia Hart than it is bubbly Willow.
right. And I don't think Willow's a bad wrestler, right? I think
No,
she's a
she's
really
not.
good wrestler. Um, but this whole like I hate her theme music. I I hate her entrance. I hate the way she dances around the ring. The one time I enjoy Willow is when she gets super mad and she takes her straps down like a like a male wrestler because she wears the double strapped top.
Yeah.
Like I laugh at that and I think that's fun. Um,
I laughed when Braun Breaker already had his straps down, put his straps back
put it
on,
back up
to
just
then
to take
take
it
his
back
straps
down.
back down.
But no, like Willow just isn't my cup of tea. Um, Hater, I hope at some point in her it like fast like does something to make me go, okay, she's good. Because like I said, I've been watching for 3 years now, and I still haven't seen one good match from her, in my opinion. Um, I haven't seen like terrible matches from her, but she just hasn't impressed me with anything.
He's
Um,
not on the level of them in regards to character work and things like that. So I can understand where
but
you're
yeah,
coming from in regards
but
of where you
even
perceive her.
even my like I've not been shy about talking about the Triangle of Madness being one of my favorite
Awful.
acts.
It's awful though.
It's awful to you because you don't like the aesthetic. I love that aesthetic. I think it's great. I love the
I don't
entrance.
mind. I don't mind horror-ish aesthetic, but the work has been so bad that the aesthetic doesn't stand out.
But see, I don't think their work's been bad unless it's been involved with Queen Aminata. I think everything else has been fine,
Hard disagree.
and that's fine. But I think they've been great otherwise. Um, but I've not been shy about talking about how much I like the Triangle of Madness. I've, but I don't think any of the three of them are world championship material. So no, I don't want to see them going up against Tony Storm. Um, I think Tekla's got the current highest ceiling to eventually get there. Um, but we'll see how all that goes. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not as high up on AEW's women's roster as I feel like a lot of other people are. Um,
I wish Bailey's contract would hurry up and run out so Bailey can join.
I
I think
like
Bailey would be a huge boost to it.
I like Bailey now. I hated her when she first started. She reminds me
Well,
a
it's
lot
because
of
she was Willow, essentially.
Yeah,
She was Willow before Willow was Willow.
I hated the stupid hugger thing. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
we're about to get to see a whole
And
different side of Bailey here soon.
and Chris would be so much better if they could just find some character work for her. She's a fine wrestler, but like they can't. They haven't figured out what to do with her.
Character wise, you're right. They have no idea.
Is she an alien? Is she
Yeah,
a
I was just
friend?
about to say that.
Is she a foe? Do we know? Like nobody knows.
She was from the Andromeda system. Now she's from New York.
Now she was from the Andromeda system. Then she was from the conglomeration, and then she was with the best friends. Actually, I think it was best friends.
Yeah.
I don't think the conglomeration.
It was
ever
best
a thing.
friends. It was best friends before the conglomeration. But she
Um,
may have been in the no. It was Willow in the conglomeration, wasn't it?
It was one of the two, or something. I could be wrong about
Yeah.
that part of it, but I know she was in the best friends. Um,
Yep.
so yeah, I don't know. She just doesn't feel like she has any direction. And then now they're playing with the whole idea.
I agree. I can agree with that.
And now it's like, is she going to join Mox? Is she not going to join Mox? If she joins Mox, is she going to be constantly going at Marina Shafir's neck because Marina Shafir doesn't like her? Like, are we going to have some like jealous women going at it for no fucking reason? I don't
Here's
know.
the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. Even it had Athena won, we would. This is the problem with their ladies division. We'd be saying the same thing there.
Yeah, but the problem is, I actually think Athena versus some of the lower to mid card people is still entertaining.
Well, Tony against it. I mean, entertaining wise, it's not a big thing. It's not a thing, right? All the matches are going to be entertaining to a point, but like,
The
there's no
difference,
big program. There's no big
I
program to get
maybe
into.
maybe the difference is for me. I've gotten to watch Tony wrestle a lot for the last 2.5, 3 years.
Sure.
I haven't gotten to watch Athena to wrestle. Now, could I? Is that could I change that by ordering ROH? Yes. Am I going to?
You can
No.
change that just by going to YouTube.
Am I going to? No. I want her on my AEW TV. Um, and again, you're right. A lot of that is her fault. She's enjoying it over on Ring of Honor, but at the same time, I think she's finally starting to have the idea that she wants to be on the main roster. My problem is, I also don't want her to lose to anybody in Ring of Honor. I want her to just relinquish the title. And with
I'm fine with that.
the only way
Relinquish it.
the only way it makes sense for her to do that is by winning the big one.
Not necessarily.
No, because then you run into an Asuka situation. Like,
Yeah, it worked out pretty well for Asuka.
eventually, after she got jobbed out for a while.
No, when Asuka went to the main roster after she forfeited the NXT title, she was undefeated until her match at WrestleMania with Charlotte. The problem is she ran into a big boobed blonde girl that Vince McMahon was always going to book over the foreign girl. Because honestly, Asuka's more talented than Charlotte as a wrestler. Maybe not more athletic than Charlotte, because Charlotte was a gymnast, but as a wrestler, Asuka is a better wrestler. But I digress.
Um, but yeah, I don't know.
Let's move on. We're a little aimless on the. Honestly, we're aimless in a lot of places, because the after this next match, we've got like one person queued up for Hangman.
Yeah, so we got the AEW World Championship match: MJF versus Hangman Adam Page. Late in the match, Hangman went for the buck. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of notes up until this point because this match actually was really slow for a lot of it.
It was slow, but there was a lot of spots. They beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah, they did. Late in the match, Hangman went for a buckshot. MJF reversed it into a Salt of the Earth armbar, which actually is probably my favorite reversal I've seen to that move ever.
Yeah, it's kind of actually mid-match.
Hangman eventually dead-eyed MJF through the tables on the outside, and I thought MJF was going to die. So
this match, psychology-wise, screwed me up.
I said, how is this not a DQ?
Exactly. And there was multiple spots like that. Multiple. Like, I was like, what the fuck is this referee doing? Bryce was all over the place here. It took me out of the match in parts.
MJF eventually tells Bryan Danielson that he fucking sucks trying to get Bryan to attack him so that he can win.
Right.
And then MJF kind of got busted open a little, or Hangman got busted open a little bit. MJF eventually removes a turnbuckle pad and it bites him in the ass as his head gets rammed into it, and now he's bleeding. I said we get a fun little pin exchange between the two of them.
Crimson Mask.
MJF kicks out of a Deadeye pin attempt. At some point, MJF hits a tombstone to Hangman on the outside of the ring on the broken table. It was pretty fun.
Yep.
MJF kicks out of a normal Deadeye pin attempt. He eventually gets a 3. Okay, this is where shit fell apart. So, MJF, the same thing happened that happened on, it was either Dynamite or, I think it was Dynamite. On Dynamite.
It was Dynamite.
Where he goes for the pin attempt because the ref is kind of knocked out. And when he goes for the pin attempt, the ref counts, doesn't look and see that Hangman's feet is on the ropes. He gets the 3 count,
the 3.
But the ref never called for the bell or anything. So MJF is just like, well, what's going on? And he's looking around, trying to figure out what's happening. All of a sudden, Jay Briscoe's music hits, and he starts to come to the ring. And for some reason, there's actually security around ready to keep him from going into the ring because they weren't around to stop him from getting his ass jumped on the fucking show for Collision.
And almost lit on fire.
And almost lit on fire. Um, he gets stopped by security, he gets kicked off back to the ring. At this point, the ref turns around and sees the
miraculously recovers and hops all up in Hangman or all up in MJF's face.
Yeah, he realizes that the foot is up against the rope, and he's like, so the match has got to continue. So then MJF goes to try and cheat to win, and he continues to try to cheat to win, but Hangman keeps kicking out of the pin attempts from it. Eventually, Bryce takes the diamond ring and goes to get rid of it. When he goes to get rid of it, Paige plasters MJF's head with the clipboard. Hits the Deadeye, then the buckshot, and gets the win.
Yep.
And again, this match, wrestling-wise, fantastic.
Yeah, they had all kinds of cool stuff, like a slingshot cutter. He did the heat seeker, multiple table spots, even though there was no fucking disqualification.
There was the I didn't even mention the drop toe hold from MJF to Hangman onto a chair that should have also been a DQ that was just allowed to have happen.
Yeah, out on the outside, I remember that.
It was just a bunch of weird stuff, and so here's the thing: cannot blame the ref, and Sean Ross Sapp said something specifically that resonated with me today, and it makes way more sense than it should. The refs don't write these matches.
You're right.
The refs don't produce these matches. They're told to do things, and they do what they're told. Now, obviously, there are some situations where you can...
The way they do things, though.
You can blame the refs for, but I don't think this is one of them. This was very much...
Bryce is usually one of their better referees. It's usually Bryce and Aubrey that are the good ones, and the rest of them are usually crap.
The way this all happened, it's very much how it was supposed to happen story-wise.
But he woke up like he had just...
Yeah, it did.
Like, miraculously. Just
but
like...
When you've got
he
people,
had been healed.
When you've got people in your ear telling you what to do...
All right, now, pop up right now.
And this is where I feel like whoever is producing the matches backstage, which I know a lot of it's Tony, but I know there's other people involved as well.
Well, there's always going to be an agent to the match. Tony should just be booking, and he'll give notes and stuff, I'm sure. But it's up to the agent and the wrestlers to put the shit together.
Whoever's the one that's actually on the mic talking to the ref needs to they need to get better about producing a lot of the stuff that goes on, because a big part
camera work as well, from production to the agents to Tony to the action in the ring, like they all can benefit from being just a little bit better.
Yeah. Like the one thing I will always blame the ref for sure and it happens in WWE as well. I've seen it happen several times. I've seen it happen a lot in AEW. The fake 3 count that should have been a 3 count but didn't get a 3 count because the ref thought the shoulder was supposed to get up or knew the shoulder was supposed to get up, but the shoulder didn't get up. And that's why
WWE supposedly did a thing where they're supposed to count 3 no matter what. Like they get fined if they don't.
And I feel like AEW needs to move to that motto, because
I agree.
If the wrestlers are supposed to do what they're supposed to do and they fail to do what they do,
that's on them.
That's on them. The ref just needs to count.
Yep. Agreed.
Because
it would have made the FTR finish a lot better.
There's a lot of times where a ref will get to 2 and you'll see their arm move, but nobody's kicked out, nobody's pushed and like I said, I've seen it happen in WWE. This isn't just an AEW specific problem.
Yeah, I don't disagree with any of that.
But yeah, this specifically though was not that problem. This was somebody was like, "Hey, need you to get up." So he gets up, he goes over, and you got to call the stupid foot on the rope.
Like a thing out of a toaster, just ka-chink.
Yeah, man, took his 5-hour energy and was gone. Yeah, again, great match, great wrestling, uh,
Yep.
crazy stupid finish.
That spot just ruined it. It took everything that they had done prior
And
to and after and just took everybody
and
out of it.
and another thing I'll agree with as far as because I don't like I said I don't always agree with like Sean Ross Sapp. I don't always agree with everybody else. I have my own opinions, but sometimes somebody says something that makes sense. Um, I would agree with something Sean said, and I think it was something that he kind of added on from what somebody else had posted in chat. Um, it would be nice to see these wrestlers develop personalities in ways that like certain referees do things certain ways.
Yeah.
And so like Bryce specifically, right? So this match, if his personality was he usually lets some things get, he say he lets some things slide as far
Right.
as a championship match goes. Then all of a sudden the table spot and the chair spot
Well,
makes sense.
that's up to the commentary team as well to kind of reinforce that point. Like JR and King back in the day used to be like, "Yeah, Earl Hebner, he's going to let this match go because he knows the importance of this match and he knows that he needs to get a winner or whatever."
Right,
Commentary's got to do their part as well of helping tell the story.
right. Um, but like I said, great match, terrible ending. Terrible moment. There were some, like I said, some terrible moments. Even though, like, was the Deadeye through the table cool? Yes, but why wasn't it a fucking DQ? Don't know.
Some logic. There were some logic gaps that could have been filled in via commentary quite easily.
Okay.
Now for the car wreck.
Ah, I actually have more notes than I thought I did.
You're going to need them on this one because I just put chaos and then what the finish was.
So match 9, lights out steel cage match, bruv. That's what I said, bruv. Darby Allin, Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, and Hiroshi Tanahashi and Will Ospreay versus Claudio Castagnoli, John Moxley, Gabe Kidd, Matt, and Nick Jackson. So, um, during the entrances, for the first couple entrances, my feed was fucked up pretty bad.
Mine jumped once and then was steady the rest of the night.
I got a lot of green screens for the first like two people that came out.
Where did you order your show
Amazon.
from? Okay.
Um,
I had issues when the one time that I've ordered it from Amazon as well. That's why I don't order it from Amazon anymore.
Now this was the first time I had an issue ordering it from Amazon. However, the reason I order it from Amazon is because they took away
Bleacher Report?
Bleacher Report, which is what I used to use because Bleacher Report, like at one point, was letting you keep your entire backlog.
Nice.
And Amazon does that. So if you've ordered a pay per view from AEW, you can still always go back and rewatch it.
Nice. I didn't know that.
So that's like, am I going to go back and watch them? Probably not. But
I have all of them on my DVR, so
if I want to, I have that option.
sure.
Even though they're starting to they have like almost every pay per view for the first like 5 years on Max now, so that's nice.
Yeah, you should go back and watch some of those. We could, yeah, we could watch some of that old stuff.
Maybe. But I said I at least got to see Ospreay's entrance. I did really like his Windsor narrating opening video. They kind of added that gravitas because you knew that this was going to be
You
Ospreay's
mean Windsor?
Windsor. But you knew, it gave you that feeling that you knew this was going to be his last match for a while.
Oh yeah, they were heavy-handed with that.
His coat tonight looked a lot like Jacob Fry's uniform from Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which I thought was pretty cool.
Syndicate's one of my favorite ones. I like that one.
He even had this little shoulder cape.
Yep.
Sorry. It's little things that I noticed like that being an Assassin's Creed fan, and I think that's another reason on top because I didn't need more.
To like Will Ospreay.
To like Will Ospreay because he's always got some sort of like Assassin's Creed tribute to his gear. And I love it.
Yeah, he wants to be in the Assassin's Creed show that's being produced.
Yeah, he does. So my next sentence was, "I am ready for chaos" in all caps.
That's
Uh,
one. My first word was chaos ensues.
Bucks entrance. They asked for, so they had asked for their or how did they word it?
Essentially, there was a stagehand in the back, and they were like, "I want you to put some dangerous stuff in this bag and put it under the ring."
And then they were like, I want you to use our old theme music. That's how it was phrased. I want you to use our old theme music. So
And boy, did they!
they go back to their first ever theme music, which was their backyard wrestling theme music,
Which was
which
Umbop
is
by
Hanson's
Hanson.
Mbop. And I laughed so hard. The crowd was laughing and singing along.
Kenny killed it for me because Kenny was in the ring just vibing, and it
Here's
cracked me up.
here's here's what I would have loved to have seen happen though. I am having a great time watching Nick and Matt get their comeuppance. Right? This has been a long time coming. All the shit that's going on.
Yep,
But
because they healed it up for about 2 years.
but for this moment, I would have loved for them to just look each other, shrug, and play into it.
It doesn't work as well. Maybe they will soon.
Because like they're taking everything very personally, and I feel like at some point you just got to be like, you got to kind of like be like uh, Carmelo Hayes and in his tag team. You've got to go with it.
I think they're playing up their egos won't allow it.
But yeah, no. So that we got Mbop, which was fun. Nick Jackson. So we get through. So like, here's the thing, guys. There were so many crazy spots, and I mean that. Like, I don't.
Like a fork to the ear.
Like very early in the match. Darby's fucking head started bleeding from the side, and I don't know what caused it.
The ladder spot with the
Was it
Bucks.
the ladder?
Yeah.
But yeah, like Mox eventually takes a fork to his ear, and it was gruesome, dude.
Yeah, it was.
And then there was like, oh my god! So there's this point where Darby and Mox end up on the outside of the ring, and they had set up these tables for people to crash through, and you knew it was going to be Darby because that's Darby's whole thing.
Because it's Darby, yeah.
So he goes and he puts Mox in between the stacks of tables because he's gonna, and he starts climbing back up the cage to jump off because he's gonna cough and drop through him. And as he's climbing the cage, Marina Shafir pulls him. I think it's Marina, or it's her or Yuta. It might have been Yuta.
Marina Shafir pulls Mox out from between the tables, and then Gabe Kidd climbs up there with Darby.
So Gabe, you can see climbing up, and he gets up there with Darby. And what I thought was going to happen was I thought he was just going to push Darby off.
I did as well.
That is not what happened.
Turns out he was going along for the ride as well.
So he puts Darby into a rear naked chokehold. I've played way too many WWE games. He puts him in a rear chokehold, and Darby stands up with him, and they stand up while in this chokehold. And eventually, Darby and him just jump off.
Darby just pushes off and takes him with him.
And he coffin drops onto Gabe Kidd through the tables. I thought Gabe Kidd died.
Yeah, I thought Gabe Kidd hit the back of his head. But he seemed all right post-match.
But that was a crazy spot. We did get a Will Ospreay moonsault off of the top of the cage onto a group of people. We got some fun shenanigans. There's a part where they finally go and grab the bag from underneath the ring that they told the stage people to hide. Now here's
thinking
the thing.
It was going to be glass or tacks.
I knew it was going to be something stupid. I didn't realize it was going to be something this stupid, but I loved every moment of it. So Nick Jackson happily opens the bag, doesn't look in it, just opens it, super excited to dump whatever it is out onto the ground, and he dumps it, and it's just a bunch of gummy bears.
My favorite thing about this entire spot was not their reaction or anything. It was Moxley's reaction. Moxley was like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, what is this?"
Well, and it gets even better. So they do the spot where somebody, I think it was Kenny, grabs a whole handful of the gummy bears and
Yeah, Kenny grabs a whole bunch of them, shoves them in Matt's mouth.
shoves them into Matt or Nick's mouth. I can't remember which one it
It
is.
was Matt.
Was it? So he shoves them
Yep.
into Matt's mouth, and they do the thing where he gets kicked in the face, and the fucking gummy bears fly all over, which is cool. But then something happened that I thought about as it happened, and I'm like, I could never. And it's Will Ospreay
Picks one up and puts it in his mouth.
picks one up and puts it in his mouth. And the only thing I could think of is, what if that was just in Matt's mouth?
Or they'd been walking all on him, so who knows?
But yeah. So
But I mean, they lick each other's blood in this company, so what does it matter?
we get some really cool spots between Will and Omega near the end. They do their really cool hidden blade and Psycho knee
Yep.
combination on one of the guys. I don't remember who it was.
I think that was also Matt that took that.
And then there's one part where Kenny Omega, and it's how the match ends. Kenny Omega sets up for the one-winged angel. Ospreay gets on the top rope, and he does his hidden blade into the guy that Kenny's holding, and Kenny drops him down into the one-winged angel. And then they move, and they let Tanahashi hit his splash for the win. They get the 1, 2, 3. And the moment you could tell that the faces were going to win was after Darby and Gabe took their fall to the floor. Mox was already outside of the ring, and he was not making it a point to get back in. So it was mismatched in the ring at that point. Or in the cage. I love this match. Again, I do love chaos. It's something about like growing up with like the Mankind Undertaker Hell in a Cell, the TLC matches, and those are like three of my favorite matches between the TLC and that one Hell in a Cell. Like I love chaos. So yeah, I enjoyed the chaos in this match. It was cool that the faces won. It was the only time I actually won one of my picks that Joe got wrong.
Yeah, I thought the Death Riders kind of won at the end.
And yeah, so then after that, Ospreay sticks around to celebrate with his hometown. He gets jumped by the Death Riders. Mox hits Ospreay with like fucking 8 or 9 paradigm shifts in a row.
Claudio kept picking him up, holding him up, so Mox could hit another.
Yeah. They put a chair around Ospreay's head. Mox stomps on it. At this point, the Ops have run to the ring trying to get through the cage. I'm surprised they didn't let like Hobbs rip a cage door off. The cage starts to get raised. The faces chase the heels off.
Yeah, the heels bailed.
The Ops, like I said, they're trying to help and get to Ospreay to try and save him and get him situated. We get this weird thing where like people are yelling for the paramedics not being in the ring yet. Like it got really, really weird for like the last 10 seconds. But yeah, they call out someone to the stretcher. They call someone to stretcher off Ospreay right at the very end. Show goes off the air.
Yep. And that's Forbidden Door.
And again, we knew Ospreay was going to have to go away for a while for whatever surgery he might need.
Yeah, so you knew the Death Riders were going to do some. I think I even mentioned it in Collision. Like, the Death Riders were going to do some. That's why I picked them to win. I thought they were going to injure Ospreay to the point where to justify him being off TV, even though we knew he was going to be off anyways, getting his neck fixed.
Right.
But, yeah.
But yeah, I think it was a really good show. So much was ended. Like, obviously, one of the things we could say we know we're going to get next is we're gonna get something between the Hurt Syndicate and Goa.
Yep.
I don't know how they play that off though, because that's a 3-on-2 scenario, and I don't think MVP is really trying to wrestle.
Uh, I mean, he's still capable of getting physical at least a little bit.
Right. Um, but we'll see how that goes. My prediction for the world.
They've already beat Goa though, so I don't even know. I don't even know what the point is.
My prediction is at some point. I think. Um, so I read that thing about. I read that thing about Tony Khan saying that people aren't allowed to just cash in anytime they want now.
Yeah,
I think it's a good call, but I think they should have waited to add that stipulation for next year's stuff.
I agree.
The reason being because I think what would make amazing TV, amazing. I think it would be funny to have Bobby Lashley be the one to beat Hangman, and MJF cash in and take it off of Bobby.
Yeah,
Because Bobby hates that man. Kayfabe wise, hates that man.
gave him the thumbs down multiple times.
And I think that would be the most compelling storytelling. Now, what they could do is they could set it up to where MJF says he's going to cash in his opportunity and announce that he's going to cash it in after the match is over. And I mean that. Like,
cheap though.
tell him a week. Well, you could tell him a week early. He could be like, "Hey,
Yeah,
I'm going to sit ringside, and whoever wins, I'm cashing in."
immediately.
And yeah, because they didn't say that you have to cash in and wrestle the same match as somebody else. You just have to announce what you're going to do a week before you do it. So, I think that would be an.
I think like most things, they booked themselves into a corner.
They did. But yeah, so I don't know. There's just so much I've got questions on. I kind of just want them to go ahead and like find a way to steal Bozilla and let her run rampant on the roster.
Right.
And I don't need squash matches with local talent. Let her squash the women's roster. let her come in and take out Taya and
Anna Jay,
and
Penelope, and Aminata,
and let her,
etc., and so forth.
And I want them to do it right. I want them to make it to where she's not a good guy, she's not a bad guy. She's just gonna destroy. And it doesn't matter who you are, she's not siding with anybody. If you get in her way, she's gonna kill you.
Would they be able to stop themselves from putting a mouthpiece with her, though? Probably not.
Well, we don't know if she can talk, though. That's another thing. Like, we don't know enough about her to know if she's got mic skills. We haven't. I haven't watched anything she's done prior to this.
Me neither, but I'm guessing she's natively from Germany.
She was speaking English during the match.
Was she?
Yeah.
See, I missed that. So good. Maybe she can speak.
There was a part where she motioned to the crowd.
I mean, Gunther's from Austria, and he can speak English.
Yeah, but I mean, she speaks pretty well. So I don't remember exactly what it is she said at this point, but she did say something, and I was actually surprised at how well I understood it. Because again, she is foreign, but it was something along the lines of she pointed to the crowd and said something like, "You all can shut the fuck up" or something like that, and it was very clear. Like, it wasn't like
no accent or anything. Huh?
There was no accent. Like, you wouldn't even be able to tell she was German by the way she sounded.
Maybe that's just her family heritage.
There was one point.
You can be born somewhere but raised somewhere else, I guess is my point.
There was another point where we had another production issue that I didn't write down which match it was happening on, but it was driving me crazy. And I can't remember if it was late pre-show or early main show.
What happened? And I'll tell you if I remember it.
but you could hear the chops and stuff twice in the ring.
Oh, I didn't
Um,
get that on mine. Maybe it
so
was early pre-show.
I want to say I think it was the second pre-show match that it happened,
That would make sense because I didn't see that one.
and it was something along the lines of like, obviously when they're running in the ring you don't hear anything, but you would hear a chop, and then like half a second later you'd hear another chop. So one of the cameras was picking up the sound as well as the mic that they had stationed wherever they have it stationed in the ring. So you were hearing it twice, and it was on a very slight delay, and it was annoying the hell out of me. And I was like, man, I hope they fix this soon. And then at some point it just stopped, and I didn't even notice that it is stopped. So I was like, well, they did eventually fix it.
Must have just turned that other mic off.
So yeah, that was weird. But yeah, like I said, overall a good show. I enjoyed the show for the most part. I'm just confused on the future because
Yeah, I would say 4 out of 5 show.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what they're gonna do.
We'll see this week because All Out's not that far away.
Mm-mm. Um, when is all out?
End of September. September 20 something.
September 20th. It's still
Oh, see, look at that.
it's a month. It's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got time to build stuff, but
see you
that's a quick turnaround for them.
you did the thing where I was confused because you were like, oh yeah, they don't have very long, and I'm like, that's standard waiting time.
Not for AEW. Remember, AEW didn't have 12 pay-per-views a year.
No, they currently are at 9.
There you go. And All In and Forbidden Door and All Out are not in as quick a succession as last year, but still back to back to back.
They had Revolution, Double or Nothing. Yeah, it's nine pay-per-views total.
Good. They don't need any more than that.
We'll see.
I don't need everything to be like WWE.
No, but I like pay-per-views. They do their best wrestling there.
They wrestle like crazy everywhere though. It's not like WWE where there's like a giant leap in what they do. Their work rate is solid all year round, not just for the big four.
It depends for me, right? So I don't need a whole lot of pay-per-views if they're willing to put title matches on regular shows.
Well, AEW puts title matches on there. They just don't put heavyweight championship matches on there.
I even mean heavyweight. If we're only doing 9 pay-per-views, I want to see. I think.
So when you have a babyface champion, you're more likely to get it. Heels ain't defending that title.
I think, and this is my opinion across all brands and stuff. I think the main title should be defended minimum 24 to 28 times a year. Minimum.
So 24 times, that's just twice a month. So you got one TV match, one pay-per-view. I'm not against that.
Um, but unless it's AEW, because like you said, there's only 9 shows, so they'd have to defend it a little more on TV.
Well, they used to have this program called Battle of the Belts, which was supposed to be like the old WCW.
Look, we can't take Battle of the
like
we can't take Battle of the Belts seriously though, because they've never had a title change on Battle of the Belts, and they've done like 9 of these fucking things.
And whose fault is that?
Tony's.
Exactly, the guy booking the show. Hard to care about something that you don't take seriously. Should have took it seriously from the jump.
I do love their what's the other thing? Grand Slams. Grand Slams are usually pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, that's Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
Joe and I are 1-1 on guesses.
Yes, redemption.
So we'll see how that goes moving forward. It's weird because Forbidden Door is usually the pay-per-view I do really good at. It's like the one pay-per-view I usually do really good at in the year.
Well, turns out so do I.
and but I didn't do well at all this year.
You missed 2 matches,
Three.
three, 3 matches, but one was a triple threat. So,
Listen, my average is like one match that I miss.
well, I appreciate your charity.
The rest of the year, though, the rest of the year, I make stupid risks because I'm like, so my picks, when I go to do my picks, I do it in a way where I'm thinking so far ahead instead of thinking of just the here and now when I'm doing most of my picks. I mean, obviously, you have like your very obvious ones, like we knew the ops were going to beat the War Dogs and stuff like that.
Sure.
Um, but usually, when I make my picks, I'm plotting 3-4 months in advance.
Yeah, you're trying to book off of your results.
Right. And it just never works out for me. I try to
Yeah.
outsmart what doesn't need to be outsmarted because wrestling isn't
I
smart.
yeah, they want you to think like that so they can swerve you. I try not to book with my heart, and I try to book with my head, and I still end up booking with my heart.
Yeah. Oh man! All right, guys, that's another one in the books. I'm gonna go throw all of my Tony Storm merchandise in the trash and light it on fire. I don't have any.
Your metaphorical Tony Storm merch. She'll be
Fuckers.
back, man. Athena will be back.
Yeah. She'll waste away like she did in WWE. Damn it.
No, she's done way more than she
No,
in
she
just this
has.
little bit of TV time than
She
she
has.
did in her entire WWE run.
She got royally screwed down in NXT so bad. They barely used her.
True. Well, NXT, she was a big star. It was the main roster. They didn't do anything with her.
I don't remember her making it to the main roster.
Oh, yeah, she was in the main roster. That's when her career fizzled. Her NXT run was funny because she kept running into Asuka. And my favorite line ever from Asuka was,
Oh, she was on the main.
Ember Moon?
She was
She
on.
still work here?
She was on the main roster for 2 years. I had no clue. That's how little I
Yeah.
watched wrestling at that time.
Yeah. She got up there. Vince McMahon took one look at her and was like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I love me some Ember Moon / Athena.
Yep.
Um, honestly though, you know what I really want to see Athena do? Find
What's that?
some way to get rid of Billy Starks.
Maybe this is what does it. Maybe
Not
she snaps and
not that I dislike Billy Starks specifically. I think this whole
no, but maybe this
thing
leads
is
to Athena
unnecessary.
getting unhinged and maybe Billy Starks takes the belt from her because she treats her like crap, and then that is what leads Athena to be on the main roster.
Please don't let her actually lose to Billy Starks. That'd be so
The
terrible.
belt has to come off of her some way, Nick.
Yeah, she can win the world title and then relinquish the ROH title.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
That's how it should happen.
No. No. She can just relinquish it. She should get to her 1000th day and relinquish it.
I don't want to see her
And
title
then
list.
she's just
She's
like,
too
there's
good.
nothing else for me to do here. I'm going up to the main. I'm going to the main roster, or I'm going after Monet or whomever to get
I guess
one of those titles.
I guess another part of my annoyance is she has been used when she's thrown onto AEW. She's been used to put over people that don't need put over.
She's lost one match, Nick.
She's lost 2 matches.
2 matches. She lost a tag match.
No. She lost to Mercedes in a one-on-one match.
In the Owen, she lost her in the Owen. Okay, but she lost to the two big stars.
Yeah, they should be putting over lesser-known talent.
No, you want your stars to go over. You want your older stars to put over newer talent, but they're not old.
Yeah, Athena shouldn't be losing everything on the main show.
despite what you think, she is the lesser known uh, person out of the three.
Yeah. Again, she is my second favorite on AEW. I'm talking a lot of shit. I love Tony Storm, guys. I just think it was time to
I,
pull the
I
trigger.
don't think people believe you.
I just think it was time to pull the trigger.
If not now, then when? I get it. I get it.
Because I just, again, it'll be, I don't know. I get really down when some people lose when I feel like they should win because I feel like at that point they've been wasted and you can't take any future run seriously.
Well, it just depends on how they're booked post.
Oh, I
Is
know.
she going to be booked like Wardlow, or is she going to be booked like somebody who's not Wardlow?
um, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, we won't see her for like another 6 months, but we'll see what happens.
I don't think that's true. I think she'll be on Dynamite this week.
We'll see. All right, guys. Anyways, we got to end this. We've been going for like we'll continue to talk afterwards, but we've been going for 2.5 hours. So
Oh yeah, this is long.
we love y'all. Deuces. See you tomorrow.
Later, guys.